to bring that up from YouTube. And you know which one I'm talking about? Like,
Oh yeah. The guy, the Russian guy.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. Welcome to RezX, an Indigenous lifestyle show for everyone. My name is Chris Ross, and I'll be one of your co-hosts for the new season here at RezX. And I'm also the founder and the producer of RezX in general. So I've been doing this from behind the scenes for many years here. But now I thought it was my time to step in front of the camera and basically just kind of be your main host, your main guide for everything RezX moving forward. And if you're wondering about Tyler Tatusis and Erin Goodpipe, they'll still be part of our show in some capacity. Erin has been sent out to do some stories throughout the season, so we'll feature her in those stories as well. And Tyler Tatusis, same thing. He'll be coming around, helping me co-host the show too. So he'll be making some appearances on future episodes as well. And as you'll see from the graphics in the background and the merchandise and the cool things in the front here, we have a new format, which is basically video podcasting and podcasting too. So at the end of the episode, you'll be able to download this week's podcast at RezXmag.com, and you'll be able to check it out there and listen on every device, every smartphone, computer, whatever. So definitely look forward to that. And the new format here just allows us a little bit more creative space to do a little bit more things as well too, to have a guest with us every episode to talk about what they do in relation to how the show is going to look. So with that, it's going to be really fun. We're going to have a lot of fun times here as well. So with that, our special guest for this episode, later on in the show, you want to stick around. Jada Yee will be stopping by, who is the general manager of Pro Metal Industries, and he's going to be talking about his whole educational journey, his career and his career advancement, and how he went from here all the way to there and became really successful. And he's one of the most successful people, Indigenous people in our community. And I thought his story was very special and important to hear for any of our young people that are watching today, wanting to know how to get there, how to become successful, how do you finish school, why should you finish school, and what job should you take on. And all these kinds of things are so important, because that covers the overall theme of this week's episode, which is RezX covering this year's Stepping Stones Career Fair, which was held this spring in Regina, Saskatchewan. And basically it's a really huge career fair that invites Indigenous youth to come in and meet their potential future employers, but also talk to people in different careers and different industries to get an idea of what it would be like to work in that industry. Access was there. We were there actually. We had a camera and everything set up, so if people wanted to be involved in the media, they can. SIAT was there. There's the firefighter. Everybody was there. It was really an exciting career for the young people. So we have all of those stories, as Erin Goodpipe was there covering everything. So with that, I want to finish off by thanking our sponsors this season, the Saskatchewan Indian Gaming Authority. Thank you very much for your continued support. And also, we have a new co-sponsor this year, which is the Sigayuak Artist Collective. So later on in the season, we'll have a lot of stories featuring Indigenous artists and people that they support in the community. And so with that, let's begin this episode with our very first Stepping Stones story with Erin Goodpipe. And with that, let's get the show started.
As you can see behind me, we're here at the Stepping Stones Career Fair. It's an amazing career fair that's aimed and targeting Indigenous youth, but of course, youth across the surrounding areas. There's over 1,200 of them right behind us, and over a bunch of exhibitors from different organizations and educational institutes, all with one purpose: to help youth get educated in their career opportunities and to bring community together. So let's go see what the career fair has to offer us.
So I'm here with Tasia, Paige,
So ladies, did you just want to tell me a little bit about the career fair and sort of what your experience has been like so far?
I think it's been good, a lot of learning. Yeah. It's been really fun, it's very educational.
What do you hope to get out of the career fair today?
I don't know, just to see what like options there are after high school for future. To show the better options and to see what I could do after high school.
So ladies, do you just want to tell me what your experience has been like so far at the career fair?
It's been very, like, there's so much choices. You can't really just choose one right now, especially when they're giving you so much, like, ideas and, like, they're helping you, they're kind of supporting you already, and you're not even a part of their program yet. So.
Deadly. What about you ladies?
I don't know, but there is plenty of good choices here. I just don't know which one to choose yet.
It's actually pretty good learning about all this information and like getting to know all these people, and some people like at the First Nation University where they actually want to like make a relationship with you and actually trying to connect with you to actually show you different things, not just telling you information straight up, and they actually want to talk to you and ask you about what you want to be.
RezX is having a great time here at the career fair. We have more coming up for you after the break.
Protecting what you love most is important, whether that's your family, your favorite furry friend, or your vintage muscle car. With Access Smart Home, it's never been easier to protect them all and stay connected. See who's at the door, turn off the lights, or turn up the heat with one simple touch of your mobile device. With the most reliable technology in the market and our trusted customer service, you can enjoy easy, everyday convenience. Access Smart Home puts your safety and security in the palm of your hands.
Welcome back, everybody, to RezX. And today's special guest here is Mr. Jada Yee from Pro Metal Industries as well. And he's also a pretty heavy metal type of guy himself, too. So, and, you know, today is, of course, the theme here is education and careers. And we're glad to have you on the show today. So thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, thanks a lot for having me.
Yeah, for sure. And so one of the things we want to get out there is, you know, I always like to feature people on the show to talk about their journeys in life and their journeys. And my partner, she said, you know who you should get on the show? You should get that Jada Yee guy. And I was like, really? Yeah, that guy would be perfect. So, you know, to talk about your journey. And so I kind of wanted to, if you want to tell the audience out there a little bit about, you know, where you started, going right to high school, to university, to your first job. And yeah, the floor is yours.
Okay, well, thanks for having me, Chris. You know, I was born and raised in Regina, Saskatchewan. And I went to high school at Robert Usher Collegiate. It was a great school, but at the time, I just found myself really struggling with my identity. I am half First Nations from Wood Mountain, Lakota First Nation. I'm also half Chinese as well. So at the time I was growing up at that age, I was really struggling as to find out who I am. Am I too Chinese for the Native community, or am I too Native for the Chinese community? So it really struggled with that, and it really affected me in high school. Unfortunately, I actually ended up dropping out of high school. And, I kind of bounced around from job to job, just minor cooking jobs at like McDonald's and Pizza Hut and stuff like that. And then I got a job as a security guard at SAS Gaming. And I did that for about a year and a half. And then I got, at the time, I went into surveillance. But at the same time, they were having a program to develop Aboriginal staff. And it was called the AMDP, which stood for the Aboriginal Management Development Program. So Elma Shulak, who was in charge of the HR at SAS Gaming at the time, she reached out to me, asked me to apply for this, and I was ashamed, and I just said I didn't have my grade 12. So she actually sent me to university to become a mature student.
Okay, yeah.
So my very first year of university was actually as a mature student, and at the time I had a young baby as well. and I wanted to do something for for my family now, because I saw it as a way that no matter what I did in life, this person's going to look at me as their role model. So I better do something about it, right? So I went back to a university, started out as a mature student, got my grade 12, and then advanced to the Faculty of Arts, and then ultimately the Faculty of Business Administration. I convocated with a degree from First Nations University with Business Administration with a major in HR management. So I did that, but also that really helped me going through the various roles that I held at SAS Gaming. I was there for 20 years, held numerous roles as to slot shift manager and pit boss, bank shift manager, food and beverage manager, and ultimately I was the casino operations manager as well, with a group of us. That was about 5 of us. And then I went back to food and beverage, and my last job at SAS Gaming was I was the Indigenous recruitment and retention consultant. So with that role, what I did was, and it was very meaningful to me, because I developed the strategy with the board and with the executive to get SAS Gaming to their mandate of 50% Indigenous employment. So that really meant a lot to me, and my education really helped me along the way.
Excellent. So, yeah, that's really pretty wicked. To be able to be in charge of that person to bring it to 50% Indigenous.
Yeah, absolutely. It really meant a lot to me because, I identify as Indigenous, and, they have a mandate to 50% Indigenous, and it'd be great, working with the board to get Indigenous representation seen throughout the entire organization. So from senior executive down to the frontline workers. So that really meant a lot to me to help and to contribute to the success of First Nations community.
And so I guess, for you talk about that journey of, you dropped out, but you were able to go back to school and finish it. So at what point did you really just decide, okay, you just went straight on with university and then you just didn't look back? What was that? I know you mentioned you're having a young child at the time as well too. Like, were there other factors as well too, like motivation? Because I know a lot of some of our young people need that extra motivation. So what pushed you to?
I was fortunate enough. One thing that I chose when I had to choose between universities, it was either University of Regina or First Nations University. And my mom is actually from Wood Mountain, but she never grew up there. She was put in foster care. So I wanted to learn more about my Indigenous culture at the time. So I went to First Nations. I was very curious. And I remember specifically, I kept on walking by the Elders Lounge. And I was curious, but I was too nervous. And at the time, again, starting out as a mature student, I was filled with self-doubt, for sure. And it was one of the elders that actually called me in. He says, I see you walk by. Come on in. So we started talking, and I said, I'm curious about my culture. He says, well, just ask questions. So I started, opening up. Having those elders at the beginning of my academic career really helped me out. I confided in them, saying that, I think about failure. I think I'm not smart enough, right? And they just kind of told me, don't think like that. Get failure out of your mind. Just don't even think about it. Just plow forward, right? So that really helped me at the beginning of my academic career, and then that actually translates to my management roles as well. My leadership roles is I just don't think about failure. I don't shy away from it, because I think that's where you really learn the most is through failure.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, yeah, that's a really great story of your journey, to get to where we are. And I always like to have people on the show, people that can just explain that, because not too many people know the journey or the blueprints to get there, right? They usually just see these successful people, but we don't teach them how to navigate those waters. So, yeah, for sure. But anyways, I want to thank you for your story, and we're gonna keep you on the show here. If you can stick around for a little bit longer,
yeah,
here
for sure,
as well too. But with that, as this is the episode covering the career the Stepping Stones Career Fair. So let's go to more with Erin Goodpipe, who's on the scene and covering everything that Stepping Stones has to offer.
I'm here at the ground floor at the Stepping Stones Career Fair, where there's a whole bunch of youth just perusing around, getting educated. I had the chance to hear some of their goals and their dreams and seeing what they're learning. So let's hear what they have to say. So I'm here with
Travis.
So Travis, do you want to just tell me about the career fair today? How's it been going for you?
It's been going pretty good. I just got here, seeing a lot of family, friends, relatives, seeing a lot of people I haven't seen in a long time. But so far it's been good.
So I'm here with
Shania, Victoria,
Jessica. So ladies, how's the career fair going for you guys so far?
it's going really good. It's a good opportunity to know what you're doing
Yeah,
and to look at stuff.
totally.
It's been really fun learning about the different opportunities for after high school.
Yeah.
It's been very informational and helps me figure out what I want to do when I'm done high school.
So what are some of your career aspirations or just your goals or dreams that you have for your future?
At the moment, I'm just really undecided. I'm just really trying to get the rest of my grade 12, and then I'll probably move on from there.
Do you do you want to work in a trade? Do you want to go to university? Are you into arts? What for you drives you?
It's music, but if for anything to get into, it would be the trades. I want to get into maybe concrete or roofing, something like that, on the lines of that.
So is there anything that you hope to get out of the career fair?
Finally figure out what career I could go into.
Yeah, totally. Over here?
More information about my job I want to choose.
Yeah.
Just different job options.
Yeah. Okay. So what are some of your ambitions or dreams or career goals for after you're done high school?
City policing.
Oh.
Joining the military.
Yeah.
A musician.
Oh, what kind of instruments?
Orchestra, mainly trumpet and flute.
Very cool.
Either a music therapist or
Cool. Well, thank you so much, ladies, for taking the time to be interviewed. We're having an awesome time at the career fair, but we got more RezX coming right at you.
Welcome back, everybody, to RezX, and I'm here with our special guest, Jada Yee, who is talking about his educational and career journey in life and how he got to where he is today, which is now he is the general manager of a professional metal band. No.
Close.
Okay, sorry. Hold on. I think it's different. No, he's actually the general manager of Pro Metal Industries. So, could you tell me a little bit about that? What is it? I mean, there's been a lot of buzz about it, and First Nations taking it on, and
Yes.
yeah, let us know about it.
Well, Pro Metal has been around in Regina for just about 25 years. But 2.5 years ago, Pasqua First Nations purchased Pro Metal. So we are one of the very few, if not only, 100% Indigenous, solely owned metal fabrication companies in the country. So what is metal fabrication? I get asked that question a lot. So it is the welding, it is the bending, it is the shearing, everything to do with metal. We can create these chairs, we can create metal tables, we can do anything with metal. So it's pretty cool. The company and the equipment that it uses to do any type of custom jobs, it's pretty neat.
Yeah, I think I seen on your social media site where you were cutting metal with water.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a conversation starter right there. So yeah, what we do is we have really high pressurized a water valve that can cut through metal and copper and stuff like that. So it's really precise. We can do metal signs. We can do valves, stuff like that. So it's pretty cool for that water jet. We also have a plasma cutter as well that mixes. It's kind of like a laser that cuts through metal as well. So.
So you have the technology. You're almost like a Tony Stark in a sense. You're a real Tony Stark here. And, I mean,
Indigenous Tony Stark.
Indigenous Tony Stark. So if you had wanted, if say there was like an evil guy that came to Regina and was taking over the city or something, could you create an Iron Man? Do you have the capabilities?
Absolutely. And with the Indigenous twist, we'd even smudge it too.
All right. Fear not, people, citizens of Regina. Pro Metal has this covered.
You bet.
As well, too. Perfect. Well, awesome. That's great. And do you guys have a website at all for people to go?
Yeah, absolutely. We are on Facebook as Pro Metal. We're also on Instagram as Pro Metal Regina, I believe. And we also have a website, www.prometal.ca. And we're in the process of revamping that to making it more user-friendly, making it actually showing the custom jobs that we do on there. So we do a lot of custom jobs.
Awesome. So, excellent. Okay. Well, thanks, Jada. We're going to keep you on for just one more time. Sure. We got 10 questions coming up here. Okay. But until then, we're going to go back to Erin Goodpipe at the Stepping Stones Career Fair, and let's see what else she did and who else she talked to.
Stepping Stones is known for their active engagement pieces. They have tons of exhibitors, hands-on activities, speakers, and entertainment, all for the youth. Let's see what this year's Stepping Stones has to offer. Look, I wore like the wrong shoes for this. Should I go?
You can go when you're ready. Three of them go forward, and that's it.
Oh, okay. What? What's going on? Where am I going? Why I'm off the landing strip?
You can just continue to pull back.
Pull back.
We'll take off eventually.
I'm not on the road. On the landing. Okay, wait. How do I go up? Like, oh, okay. There we go. Okay. Whew. I'm not good at this. Oh, I feel like maybe I should be saying like Mayday or something, like rather than trying to land this thing.
Slow down.
Oh, how do I do that? This? Can I do that? Oh my gosh. Ah! I'm gonna land on someone's house. This is great. Oh my goodness. Game over. It's a good thing I'm not an engineer or a pilot, because I'm doing RezX instead. Okay. Thanks, Jared. So, another successful, great career fair. I love seeing and hearing from youth, exhibitors, organizers, the whole community. I love this especially because of the youth though, because they are so developing their dreams, looking towards the future, and that just makes me feel really great. It's a great community event, and I always look forward to it when I was an Indigenous youth who was figuring my life out and trying to see what was out there. And actually, I'm still doing that, and I'm really feeling really ambitious and inspired about, the next generation of youth coming up on the way.
And thank you, Erin Goodpipe, for showing us everything that the Stepping Stones Career Fair has to offer. And, RezX, usually every year we're a sponsor because we really love to be part of that and be part of, just seeing the excitement of young people as well, too. And of course, we have Jada Yee here, who is our guest today, talking about his educational career and all the things that he's done as well. But now we're just going to finish off the show with 10 questions, which is a segment of basically anything and everything. If you have any questions that you'd like to submit, do so please at rezxmag.com. Check out our website, submit it. We're on Facebook as well at RezXmag too. Submit your questions. We'll try to get into the next guest here. So this is a lightning round, 10 questions with Jada Yee.
Okay.
Let's begin.
All right.
Timer. Go.
I'm ready.
Okay. Number 1, favorite music artist or band?
Oh, hard one. I would say EDM, Major Lazer.
Major Lazer. Wow. Okay. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Favorite movie of all time?
Oh, that's a tough one. It all depends. Okay, I'm gonna go with Shawshank Redemption or the Boondock Saints.
Get busy living or get busy dying. Yep. I know this one is specifically for you.
Okay.
WWE or UFC?
Ooh, why can't you combine the two?
What do you
That's a tough one, but I'm gonna go with UFC.
Okay. So then here's the follow-up question. Who is your favorite fighter
Of all time?
of all time in UFC?
In UFC. Okay. Favorite fighter of all time has got to be probably Cain Velasquez.
Cain Velasquez.
Yes.
Okay. So then, who wins in an ultimate battle to the death? Cain Velasquez or Chuck Norris?
I'm going to say disqualification because Chief Cadmus Alarm runs in with a chair shot to the head of Chuck Norris.
Oh, wow. Wow. I didn't see that coming.
There's my plug for Cadmus.
I didn't see that coming at all. That could very well happen. You never know. Okay, so does pineapple belong on pizza?
Absolutely, it does.
Yeah.
And anyone who says differently is totally wrong.
Totally wrong. Yeah,
absolutely.
For sure. And with that, we need some pizza sponsors. So anybody, any pizza sponsors that want to sponsor a show and provide us free pizza, you're more than welcome to as well. 7, do aliens exist?
Absolutely. Have you talked to Chief Cadmus Alarm?
What is the coolest job in the world?
That I've ever worked, or just coolest job I think?
Who has, or what is in general the coolest job in the world?
Coolest job in the world. I would probably think, you know what? I would think Hans Zimmer has probably the coolest job in the world. He does all the music for big movies. He does stuff for Pirates of the Caribbean and Interstellar, stuff like that. So he does all the music for that. So I think that was a really cool job.
Wow, that is pretty cool. Favorite person in the world?
My wife.
Good answer. Good answer. And now we got to finish with probably the easiest question, in the world of all these 10 questions. Why are you here, and what is your purpose in the world?
Good question. I think I think I'm just here to. I view Earth as a big classroom, and I'm just trying to learn as much as possible. I'm trying to learn, and then in my last half of my life is to teach as well. So it's that circle of life that our elders teach us about, right? First we learn, then we teach. And I think I'm just here to learn and to pass on that knowledge to make this world a better place.
Great, awesome. I thought it was to be on the RezX show, but still a great answer.
That's a close second. Close second.
No, that's a really great answer, and it's true with the elders, right? The teachings that they pass on to us. It's a way of practicing oral traditions is passing that on to others.
Absolutely.
Kind of like what we're doing here. So thank you, Jada Yee, for stopping by.
Thanks for having me.
And thank you for taking the time out of your busy day, because we know that's. Time is precious, and we really appreciate that. So thank you.
Anytime for RezX.
Thank you again to the Saskatchewan Indian Gaming Authority, who is our sponsor as well. Sagaywack Arts Collectives, who are co-sponsor, and of course the Stepping Stones Career Fair as well, who let us sponsor their show. Let us sponsor their career fair and everything. It was really great to be part of it as well. And yeah, with that, thanks for watching RezX, and see you next week.